When the president finished his speech, I leaned over to Senator Durbin, and I said this as very seriously as I could. I really enjoyed the speech. Nothing is more important to Congress than reducing income inequality.
The president spelled it out. If we don't have a fair tax code, then those at the top who are getting off the hook are going to add to our deficit or make it more difficult to provide the most basic services we count on in America. And those at the other end are just going to have to pay more. That's just unfair. What the president suggested last night, a 30% minimum tax for those making over $1 million a year, is not an outrageous amount. By historic standards, it is a moderate amount compared to those rates that have been charged in the past.
For far too long, policies in this country have really favored the wealthiest Americans and the biggest corporations. Loopholes and gimmicks have really piled up in our nation's tax code and brought down taxes for the rich to the lowest levels in modern history.
We need to address the fate of the so-called Bush tax cuts, which expire this year, in a way that puts the middle class first. This means letting tax cuts we can afford, like those for millionaires and billionaires, lapse on the schedule at the end of 2012. And we also need tax reform that stops rewarding firms that ship jobs overseas and instead helps those that bring jobs back home to America.